Boy, he's been in the news the last 2 days, and obviously you got the track and field going on with Jamaica. A lot of we've been talking about Afrobeat and its attempted growth in America the last couple months. Although the biggest songs that's non-American made are actually Caribbean and Latino songs. What's that song? Taliban. I think that's not a reggae. That's a
I never heard of it.
Taliban. That's another song. Those two songs are the most popular, and they're not Afrobeat. But yeah, Burna Boy speaks out after viral comments on Black American returning to Africa causes discourse. Now, this is a older article. This is not recent, but he's responded to it recently on Complex in an interview because I think he has an album dropping. I think it was yesterday, or today. I don't know which one. So he has an album dropping. He has a few American artists on it. It was I think he worked with Wu-Tang and all them. So they're trying to break him in America.
So he's doing collaborations with hip hop artists, rap artists.
That's what I found strange. When he called. Let me say this too, because I did some research on him. Afrobeat is a genre that he doesn't really claim. He considers himself to be something called Afro fusion, which is basically him copying the Caribbean and American sounds inside Afrobeat, and that's why you kind of get this hip hop, R&B, reggae sound from him. His father apparently was the manager of the person who created or at least started Afrobeat. So a lot of the people from his home country do not really respect him as much as other artists who do the genre because they say he doesn't accept being from their people. There's an interview of him saying that
Nigerian.
Yeah, there's an interview of him saying that he never really celebrated being Nigerian growing up because there wasn't nothing to celebrate. Keep in mind, he was talking about doing this in the UK. Found out that in the UK, Jamaicans and continental Africans are the ones who kind of beef. Just like in America, the trendsetter in America is the Black American. The trendsetter in I guess in the UK would be maybe considered the Jamaican. They're considered the ultimate outcast of amongst the Black people. And then on the continent, it's the Nigerians. So that's why it's this triangle, this triangle thing that exists there. All right, let me show his response to it, where he said he compared his words that he used to Malcolm X. And hold on, y'all. All right. He says Burna Boy references Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan to support controversial African American remarks. Let me just play the video.
Shout out to Craig Council.
What up, Craig?
All right, Bobby Herman once said morality is fake. The prison system appears to be a money machine where prisoners just keep others' pockets fat versus reform. They love saying how great Africa is, and yet they are over here. Absolutely, Craig.
That's true.
Absolutely.
All right, so let me play the video that had a little controversy around it.
So I'm here with a man himself, the African giant Burna Boy, and I want to ask you, why is it important that the diaspora come?
Gregory,
you know why? Okay, let's use America for example, right? Because but we can use anywhere. Yeah. But let's just use America, right? Why do you think the Chinese American, has their respect? And they don't go through the things that African Americans go through. Even though they might go through their struggles, I'm not taking anything away from them, but they don't go through what the African American goes through. You know why? Because the Chinese American has a base. He actually knows where he's from in China.
Right. And they have support from the Chinese government.
You understand? Like the Italian American.
They have Italy.
They know where their grandparents came from in Italy before. They know the first person in their family to come to America to start that line that made them Italian American. They know. You understand what I'm saying? And same goes for everyone else except the African American. You understand what I'm saying to you? So how can an African American and an Italian American be on the same field when how do I put this in a nice politically correct way?
So you get his point. He's basically saying African Americans have no connection to a homeland. This is why they receive less respect here in America. Before we go into well, his response to people saying that he was disrespecting Black Americans with that comment. What is your response to that? We talked about this before, but what are your response to what his initial comments that he made
about Black Americans not having no connection to their homeland?
So that's why they don't get.
So
respect.
what if we did? What if we had a connection to our homeland and after we knew where we came from? What they gonna do?
So he's saying if you did, you would have more respect in America. He's not saying. Well, I don't know. I'm interpreting his words as the same. He believes the Chinese.
Tell us something we don't know. Respectfully,
he believes.
Wrap it up, bro. Less is more.
He believes that Chinese American has more respect and standing in America because they have a home base, quote unquote.
Because they feel like their home base will what? Protect them, say stuff, speak out against the US, correct?
Yes.
Will Africa do the same for us? Have they done the same for us?
The governments?
Yes.
I mean, there was a few, wasn't it?
Have they tried to come back and get us?
The Ethiopian princess.
Fuck the Ethiopians. We not even connected to them.
She wrote
West Africa, not East Africa.
A letter to the U.S. government demanding the release,
and they took that shit and pissed on it and wiped their ass.
But it's not in the it's the attempt that count, don't it?
Next topic.
Let me play his response to people saying that this was very anti-Black American of him.
Umar Johnson to be saying
my mission,
too.
My mission is
ideology.
Bridge to build a bridge that can't be broken, a bridge that always in there. So you know what? For me, that's not really irrelevant. I don't really look at none of that because everyone is trying to. I feel like when people that say that have their own agendas of saying that, you know what I mean. And coming back to the point of saying I said that Black people had no culture or whatever. Does that even sound
buffering? Oh, shout out to George. George has made his grand appearance.
Also, if you pay attention to what he said there, he referred to Black Americans as Black people. He said, I said Black people don't have culture. But they're talking about Black Americans. So is he saying right there that he distinguished himself from Black people, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Or at least the term
of saying that.
This goes to where
why is the video buffering? It's not buffering on our end.
I think they're joking. I don't know. If it is, apologies. This goes back to a comment that Regina just left earlier about how Black people around the world identify with their nationality, their culture, their ethnicity, and all that other stuff, while Black Americans identify with the color, the pigment of our skin. Well, that's right here. He says Black people, he's referring to one group. Now, in the internet age, that one group is not the only ones that call themselves that anymore. Because socially, I wouldn't say Black, the title Black has power or clout or anything, but for whatever reason, socially, the last 20 years or so, being called Black has a different connotation than it did, say, 60 years ago, when Black people didn't even want to be called Black. When Black Americans didn't even want to be called Black. Calling them Black was like calling them a nigga. They would swing on you if you call them Black.
20 years ago?
It's 60.
Oh.
In the early 60s, 50s, 40s, you couldn't call no Black American Black. They call themselves colored.
I ain't no damn crayon.
They didn't like the term Black, so.
Oh shit, Michael Moon, burglary boy, need to build a bridge with his fellow Africans in Africa first before he thinks about us Black Americans.
It's funny you
exactly.
You got that from Duke Deuce. We're gonna talk about that.
Black
too.
Americans are the culture globally stop the madness.
Well, this is why we're gonna talk about the direction. I believe that in the end, Burna Boy is being used as a catalyst to bring in another genre up under hip hop.
You said subgenre.
Yeah, subgenre. Yeah.
We are the face of the blackness globally as Black Americans. Facts. I agree.
You know what I mean?
We the top tribe.
Coming back to the point of saying I said that Black people had no culture or whatever. Does that even sound like? Does that sound like something? If you watch the video of the interview or whatever, the little whatever
clip,
which if you can show me the part where I said
that Black Americans have no culture.
If you can that's all I need. If somebody can just show me that part,
then it'll all be put to bed.
Do you understand? There's nothing I said that Malcolm X didn't say. There's nothing I said that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan didn't say.
I mean, he is Caribbean too. Shout out to Dreaky. Dre
What up, Dreaky?
Dreaky. What's good, y'all?
All right.
Shantae say, yo, that was the 60s was 60 years ago.
See, okay. See, this how niggas do. Okay.
Oh.
All right, let's move on. All right.
Oh shit.
All right.
Oh man.
Let's go to the next one. All right. He also made comments. He said Burna Boy faces backlash for saying Afrobeats lack substance. It's literally nothing. So I'm not gonna show the interview. Well, yeah, I will. But oh, y'all can't hear that. Hold on, sorry. All right.
Because half of them,
Yeah.
90% of them have almost no real life experiences that they can understand, which is why you hear most of Nigerian music, or I would say African music. I don't even know what to say. Afrobeats, as people call it, is mostly about nothing.
So you get his point. He got backlash for that. Then I want to show. What?
Shantae said, I don't know that dude thought he was helping, and then brilliantly said, we're gonna have to skip these Bummer Boy videos.
Bummer Boy. Well, we about to speed
Bummer
through.
Boy.
We about to speed through because he already got into somehow he's been accused of thievery.
Oh, were you gonna explain why the comparison between why he's saying that the Afrobeats has no soul, no meaning to it versus American? Because that's what he's pretty much trying to say.
So
expound.
When he made the comment about Afrobeat not having any substance, obviously he's comparing it particularly to hip hop, but also you can say he's comparing it to reggae as well. They had a little bit of social conscience commentary in their music as well, but particularly hip hop and even back in the 70s, 80s, R&B. But he
inclusive.
How am I being inclusive? Shut up.
You're just an inclusive Negro. You can't help it. You're trying to gain points.
So anyway, Black Americans obviously in this country, we used our music politically. So we would speak on social issues in our music. This is how we, from the beginning, that's how we always used our, even the blues is about the trauma and the trials and tribulation that we go through. He's saying that even though whatever you believe Africans have been through, or the artists and Afrobeat have been through and the stuff they grew up in, a lot of the times they are not able to put that stuff in their music for the most part. They tend to stick to having fun. Like their music is known for being something that women can dance to.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. They really not saying anything in their music. So they're trying to, this is what I believe. This is what I believe the industry is doing.
Oh, damn.
What?
Dre Dricky said, he not lying though.
Let me say this.
Michael said Afrobeats are derived from Black American music too.
Yeah.
Daily Flaw said he may be real, but his delivery isn't clear and concise. Dre Dricky, he's not lying though, and I'm saying this as an African. As in the music is mid. Damn.
But yeah, so this is what I believe is about to happen. I think I already said this before. I'm not sure. They're putting money behind non-American artists. They're putting the American artists they are putting money behind. For the most part, we all say they're not talented.
Who the American artists they put money behind that's not talented?
All these rappers.
What rappers?
All of them.
Oh, like little
Pumps and all those.
Okay, Little Pump. Okay.
So the creativity is lacking, particularly in hip hop. Now we know there's are creative people, but they're not putting money behind them. Maybe that's on purpose. I believe they're going outside of America now, not just for the bigger audience. They're trying to go outside of America to introduce a new sound for Americans, particularly Black Americans, to adopt.
And to change it up.
And to switch it up, make the sound more Americanized, quote unquote, so that it can create more influence for America.
They want us to steal?
No, they want you to continue to use you as an influencer, a lightning rod for the rest of the world. Would you obviously agree that Black Americans have influence?
But how would the Africans feel about their Afrobeats being changed into something that it's not, and it'll be?
They got to deal with it. They have to learn. They're going to learn.
Because no longer going to be Afrobeats that belongs to Nigeria. It's going to become pop culture
There
like
you go.
hip hop
But
has.
a lot of them want that. A lot of them want their culture, because that's the music is a part of
Until
they want their culture to be seen by everybody. When we had it, remember a few years ago, we all saw the
Jamaicans-
picture of the white girl dressed in the African bikini. I said Jamaican bikini, and the Black Americans were like, she got Bantu knots and wearing a Jamaican. Like, this is what you
you
doing?
talking about Adele?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Jamaican says, "Shut up, mind your business." She's respecting our culture. They want other races to adopt their cultures because I'm just saying, it seems like it makes them more
relevant.
Not want to say the word relevant, but seen on a global stage. I don't want to say relevant because Jamaica is relevant.
We're not talking about Jamaica.
I'm talking about Jamaica right now.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Afrobeats.
I'm gonna get to that. This
Okay.
is their attempt to get on the global stage musically. Jamaica already was there with reggae, with Bob Marley, and all that stuff. Now there's been African talent. You got Wale, who's Nigerian. He's a rapper.
But nobody knew that until he came out and said he was
never
Nigerian.
was a Nigerian rapper. He was a Nigerian American from DC rapper. I think he's from DC. I don't know if that's true.
Who adopted the customs of Black Americans.
African Americans. This is their attempt to get their music and culture on the main stage, global stage. So they don't care if you try and manipulate it and change it. They just want it on the stage first.
Brilliantly Flawed said it ain't happening. Nothing will change the world the way hip hop did.
Yeah, it's not gonna change.
Shantae.
You got entire cultures called Korea, Japan. What?
I'm a black nigga. I'm a black nigga.
People changing their ethnic identities because of hip hop.
He's from DC. He talking about Wale.
Oh, yeah, he's from DC. Okay, I'm making sure. Because I heard somebody say he lying about that.
You know, a lot of people be claiming DC, but be from Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm just saying. A lot. No, not Baltimore.
Where?
A lot of people be claiming DC and they be from Virginia. I remember the DMV people. They would talk. Hey, I'm not in this. Once again, I'm not in this.
I ain't in that argument because every time I get in that argument, I get stuck with a rusty blade.
But I've seen DC dudes try to say that everybody try to copy them. I don't know. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
And have to go to the hospital and get stitched up. So
all right, let me show this. This is him doing what he called the Afro moonwalk, and it caused controversy. People saying this is basically the Memphis the gangster walk or the Memphis juking that exists. You see, he's doing a little.
Shout out to Mr. Man. Hey, I'm new here. Big bro, you ain't new here.
So this is his little dance that he said he created. Well, I don't know if he said he created, but he called it Afro moonwalk.
You know damn well he didn't create that dance.
No, I said I don't know if he said he created.
Okay.
It. He just said that's what it's called. I guess what he called it that or something. I don't know. But obviously you had Duke Deuce, who's an artist out of Memphis. I know him. But I remember that dance back when Crunchy Black did it with 3 6 Mafia. Remember Crunchy Black?
Yeah. He
was doing this dance. This is he says not the Afro walk, it's the gangster walk from Memphis. So he did the dance or whatever. And in that interview with Complex, Burna Boy. Go ahead.
I don't know how to pronounce the person name that just came in the chat, but shout out to you.
Call me easy.
Hold on. Shantae said, would not be surprised if Wale was claiming DC not really from there. Then she was shouting out Mr. Man. Give Mr. Man his proper shout out.
Oh, my bad.
And I don't know how to pronounce your name. Maybe he's speaking of freedom, meaning nothing tied to it. That's not organic.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying that
it is organic. LOL.
He's saying
sorry.
I guess he's saying he's saying that there's no trauma tied to it. But he said there's no substance, as in there's nothing being said.
True. See, Americans, we tie our music to our pain, suffering, experience,
even our happiness.
And our happiness.
We
sorrow.
We tie our music to our expression, as in what we are right now. If you listen to music of every decade, the sound would dictate what was going on at that time. You'll know if you listen to a song from the 90s, you're gonna know some level what was going on in the 90s. If you listen to a song from the 70s, 80s, 60s, 20s, you're gonna have an idea of what was going on with Black people during that time span.
True. And it's like every era shows the time period and space that we were in politically,
socially, economically, what we were.
Yeah.
Also, it can say why we can say that some people believe that our music and such, our art, doesn't have as much creativity because we're not going through certain things anymore. Not saying that we're completely absolved from all the trauma that's happened in the past, but nothing is directly in our face as much as it used to be. or at least we don't take it as something. We don't take it as seriously, maybe.
How music is about hoes.
There's an era where that's need to be talked about, right? Every era has them. The same way you got them on both sides.
Art imitates life is a real thing.
Also, life also imitates art.
Ain't nothing
Predictive
like
programming.
the real.
So obviously he's saying that this ain't no damn Afro walk. I mean Afro moonwalk. This is Memphis. Now, Burna Boy in the comment, he called him a donut. Saying I saw a dancing donut on the internet say something. And the Africans thought he talking about some African person.
Well, at least we got donuts.
But I knew who he was talking about. So let me play what his response to people trying to call him a clout chaser, whatever. Let me just show this right quick.
Shit.
And apologize, I didn't expect to spend as much time on this either. But I want to show this.
Shit. Ain't nothing else going on.
It ain't. It's stuff going on, but yeah.
Memphis is Egypt around this whole. Fuck you talking about? Everybody come to our shit and steal. On God.
White people created a moonwalk. Is the moon real? Is it a hologram? Is there such thing as a moon? Moonshine or moonwalk?
But he said Memphis is Egypt. Let me point this out too. Hip hop itself get a lot of stuff. I think we said this before. Get a lot of stuff from Memphis. Migos whole style Memphis. All that's Memphis. All these new female rappers, a lot of them, they remixes and stuff. They remixing Memphis artist songs. Memphis has brought a lot of stuff, the sound to hip hop.
Not even just now, even back in the day, the jazz singers and the blues singers, a lot of them come from Memphis, Tennessee.
So Memphis, there's three states in particular that has a huge impact on Black America. That's Chicago, Memphis. There's a third one I was thinking of. You remember the third one?
What third one?
The most impactful cities in Black America. I think it was Chicago, Memphis, and it was another one. I guess you have to say New York.
You better give them their props.
So let me show this.
Drake, he said, I thought the moonwalk came from someone from LA.
I thought the moonwalk came from, what's the guy? Boogaloo? What's his name? Boogaloo?
Maybe.
Boogaloo Shrimp? What's his name?
Craig Council said Memphis and New Orleans.
Yeah.
Michael Moon said, I want to see a celebrity boxing match between Deuce and Burna Boy.
Deuce a big boy.
Migos got their flow from Lord Infamous. All of that is us collectively. They want to divide us so they just.
Now I agree with that, but see the thing about it is, we're in the era of defining tribes.
There has to be a separation before there's a gathering.
You got to define who is who first before you can. Hey, when the people went back into the land, when the chosen went back into the land, they had to separate before they got back together. We got to find out who's who first.
The Most High divided them amongst their land, gave all them separate lands.
Anyway, they want to talk shit, but I got documents on my ancestors' bloodline. Now, this is him saying that he is Chickasaw Indian.
Mr. Man said the moonwalk is from New York breakdancing.
Yeah, what's the guy's name?
What's the guy's name, Mr. Man?
It's a movie called Break. Is it Break or Break Dancing?
He's a member of from the 3-6 Mafia, a group based out of Memphis.
Yeah, I forgot what's the name of the movie where the guy was he had a broom, he was dancing. Is it
Michael said y'all need to unite in Africa first. Hey, Honorable Sienna.
Damn, okay.
Oh, I'm being moist for Honorable. Hey, black people.
How you doing? Now, Duke said that he is Chickasaw Indian. He has a document to prove who he is. Let's go back in. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. What the hell you accidentally?
I don't know what it did.
You just gotta do this. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. There you go.
We back.
All right. He said he's Chickasaw Indian. He has documents to prove it. There's a lot of people that have proof of this.
Regina said Jeffrey Daniels claims to have taught MJ the moonwalk. Fred Astaire was doing the moonwalk too.
And Michael obviously was inspired by James Brown as well.
What documents he got?
This is the document. Unless you said it's fake. Oh, here you go.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
I mean, this is what the man said. This is his proof. So hold on, let me. We're gonna get to that niggas for Trump too. Hold on. Let me move forward. Let me leave out of this. This is him.
Is that a indigenous name you've given yourself? Africans should unite in Africa. However, us indigenous to the American lands, the copper tone people, we were already here.
We don't say this for the last 2 years. There's this big thing about what land.
Oh, I got a DNA test to prove it.
What landmass do we come from? It's like all of them.
You know they fucking with your DNA test too. They taking some of your percentages and now saying you come from the Philippines.
When that testing is bull, it's bull.
You know it's bullshit. But hey, numbers is switching up. Shit is changing. Now you come from the Philippines. They took away some of your native indigenous American and gave it to Philippines now. Every week shit changes.
This is Duke. He said I stand on next and stand on business and call him Burglar Boy. So we'll see where that goes, if it goes anywhere, because he clearly has a lot of.
We're gonna have to start vetting some of these stories.
What stories you need to vet?
Bill Bailey at the Apollo 1955 was the first moonwalk.
Okay, 1955.
Mystery Man is very credible, so
I believe it.
I
never thought Michael Jackson invented it. I know that the name that he gave it.
He didn't invent it, but maybe he did it the best.
But that's possible.
Or put it on the map, made it global.
Yeah, that's okay. A fact.
Let's give Michael his credit for making it global.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let me play you what DJ Academics had to say about the Burna Boy situation. This is the last we have on this. I promise you. I did not expect this to go on this long. I thought we would get to this pretty quickly.
What? Hold on. Drinky Dre said, I thought the test was sus because they can't who your dad is, but they know where your ancestors came from. No, a lot of people have actually been proven that that's not their father, and they find out who their real father is on Ancestry.com. Now that's fact.
That's happened, yeah. That's definitely
that they've proven that it's not your father, and they'll tell you have like 99.1% connection to this man, and you like, how is this possible? And they end up being their father.
That's true.
So
they can find out who your father is.
They know they don't give you the right percentages on where you come from, but they definitely it's DNA that
you can find out who your parent is.
Take you back to who your parents are. That part is factual. You have the DNA stuff is for entertainment purposes. The creators here, they just like the box of blue mask clearly says can't prevent viruses.
Exactly.
Lord. All right,
this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this. This is DJ Academic speaking on the rift that is beginning to happen between Burna Boy and the African American or Black American audience.
No sound.
Oh, they just
you know why she doing that? Because she know
I
she don't
make
fuck
sure.
with.
Now I gotta make sure.
What's his name? What did Erykah Badu call DJ Academics?
Damn.
Chipmunk.
Yeah, it's calling him a chipmunk.
You know, Honorable don't fuck with Chipmunk.
Shit. You know, we all.
Go ahead.
Mystery Man said, in the case of COVID-19, Chinese people, you are the father.
I can't believe they let them get away with that shit. We're gonna talk about that later too.
I can't hear him. Maybe there's no sound.
All right, I restarted. We can hear that.
Damn. Really, no sound. Really,
no sound.
Really, nigga, no sound.
All right, here we go. We can hear it. We can hear that.
A blend as Black people, but at times, people, you know, you'll get the people who, like, for example, Tariq Nasheed, he's talking about, oh, well, because your lineage isn't from slavery here, you're not equal to us Black people in our plight, and we deserve reparations, and y'all, like, all type of stuff. But also, us Jamaicans, we look at shit like, well, because we come from a country where, you know, at least when I was there, everybody that was in power has our same skin complexion. We don't have certain type of things mentally that's holding us back. we don't live in this idea of racism that's keeping us back. We're just usually trained to go. Burna Boy is a phenomenal artist. Yes, he's an African artist.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause for a second. Do you think the comment he just made right there that it's detrimental? We talk about as black when you talk about when black parents say that when they have children, they sit down and have two talks with them, the birds and the bees, and the haves and have not talk.
Mm.
You got to explain to your child certain microaggressions they're going to get because they're black. Is that a detriment to their growth as an adult?
No, because you're preparing them.
But
because then you go out into America and be naive and think that
everything cool,
everything is cool and sweet, and then you realize, oh, I'm black and I'm at the bottom of the society and I'm never going to be viewed as such. But if you go the conservative route, they'll tell you, no, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Don't worry about what they think.
Don't worry about what they think. Weather through the storm, and you'll make it come out on top and be successful.
Which one is more detrimental? I'm saying because
I think you need to be prepared, honestly.
So there's a balance.
There's a balance.
All right.
And if anything, I am encouraged when I see that he comes to the United States and he's been here a lot more. And rather than walking around like he's dressing like motherfucking what do you call it again? Like coming to America, he embraces some of the culture here and he incorporates in his music, just like he definitely does with dancehall and reggae culture. When he
But they don't dress like they coming to America, and they don't dress like they're coming to America in Nigeria.
They have their own garb. What's that?
But it's not like coming to America.
What's the the outfit they wear? It's not.
They wear the same thing that Arabs wear.
Kind of. It's not exactly. But
it's exactly the same.
Not exactly the same, but that's not some viewpoint. I get it. It's not exactly the same though. It's not.
Or hand-me-downs that are shipped over there from America.
Here you go. But what you about? That's your point.
He lying. They wear regular everyday clothes in America.
They have their own traditional dress.
They have their own traditional culture wear that they use, but they also wear American stuff too.
Is it American or is it just Western?
It's American. Chicago Bulls.
Okay, you got it. Check me.
He went to Jamaica and shit. He did a concert in Jamaica where he admitted that. I'm actually proud of him for doing that. Now, clearly, I think his statement didn't make for the best thing in people accepting that because he kind of, you can't shit on African Americans and say they have no culture. I think African Americans have probably done the most with the least in terms of cultural cultural effect.
Don't we got the highest cultural impact since we infected him his culture if he want to dress up like niggas from New York?
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, I don't think he's trying to double back on those comments, but I think that's why people are getting upset at him because they still remember him basically saying African Americans don't got no culture. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I believe African American culture is the most popular culture in the world. So again, where would I be if I didn't come here? If I didn't capitalize on?
Oh, he about to get in his bag.
Making jerk chicken.
Capitalize off of it, yeah.
Making jerk chicken in the backwoods. Okay. DJ Black and Senseless, brilliantly flawed. Dreaky Dre, that's so true. Honorable Sienna, academics making excuses. They don't want us to gatekeep our culture. He was in Jamaica with nothing. That hardworking narrative doesn't work for them here.
I always wondered. This is why I know that a lot of people outside of America, they understand that there's a lot of, and it is true that Americans for the most part have a deep sense of American exceptionalism that exists. That's just true. They really don't think you know anything about their countries. Like you could tell the way they talk.
There's 54 countries.
And you go, yeah, I know. It's like they really think you don't know what's going on politically, socially in their countries. It's like, why are you talking so crazy to black Americans? We can see on the internet, but we know what's going on there.
Did y'all see the black lady knock out the white dude in the store?
What article? She squared up. Yeah, I saw it. Go ahead.
Why do immigrants brag about no racism in those countries like they control the parts and make their own laws? They are affected the most.
That's true. Let me we're gonna show the impact of Black American culture. Now we saw you want to say where we got this from? Well, we saw it first.
What? They already know where we got it from. If
Just say
y'all
it.
watch, you'll know exactly where we saw this from first. I can't, but you saw this like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and you didn't even say shit to me about it. Because if you did, it would have been played last week.
So I saw this song 2 weeks ago, but it's recently been on a very large podcast recently when Joe Budden played it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the song. I know it."
And
like,
you didn't say shit.
Taylor, why the hell didn't you say that about it? I'm like,
You be out here letting niggas get the first.
No, because I see this type of stuff all the time. I've seen this in Asia. I've seen it. This is in India. I've seen it in Arab countries. Remember when This Is America came out? Every country made a version of This Is America.
Nigeria was the top. They were the second.
We know
in
we
views.
know why. We know why.
This is America.
Brazil had one. Jamaica had one.
Yeah.
Italy
the UK
had one
too.
Yeah, what's it called? Had one. Arab countries, Iran, was it Iran or Iraq, one of them. But yeah, let me play this. This is the impact of Black American culture. This is an Indian man or young man, should I say.
I'm gonna read it.
चिल्लम का कमर बंगाल शॉट समर और विंटर हमेशा रहते हॉट लव तो भाव नहीं सकती अपना स्वैग में भी आके कभी देख I'm a black nigger I'm a black nigger.
Listen, this Indian man is so engulfed in African American culture that he's walking around with a black flag saying he's a black nigger.
I don't like the term African American.
Black American, whatever you want to say.
Honorable Sienna.
He's referring to himself as a black nigger.
I'm a black nigger.
He's walking around with a black.
I'm a black nigger.
Somehow, Black American culture, African American culture, has influenced this Indian young man to embrace his blackness.
Okay.
रांची के स्ट्रीट से हाथों में बीट है हेडफोन में बीट बजे कागज में गीत लिखे black nigger.
Bring the fall. They understand hip hop is a bag globally, so them niggas capping.
Wait, pause. They understand that hip hop is a bag, but is it possible that they're trying to, like I said, infuse another genre with it to make more money? Once again, I believe it's more for what do they call it? Influence. They want more influence over Africa. Remember, we just said a few months ago that America is trying to build a bridge with Africa to keep China out. Yeah, we want to bring Afrobeats here to get influence over the continent.
So once again, so America is using entertainment.
Yes.
Because they have the tribe of Judah, the praisers. Sorry, y'all. Interesting cue is how to balance out programming and propaganda in this matrix perspective.
It's a thin line because you don't want to completely ignore what's going on around them, but you don't want to constantly beat it over their heads to where they think there's no way for them to succeed because of it.
Craig Council, Mr. Man, you talking about Simone Sanders versus Joe Biden fight?
Yeah, when
Sanders don't play, she'll tackle your ass.
When she squared up, she said she been wait. The woman that they're talking about in the store that fought the white dude, she was ready. She was I'm ready for this. She been wanting to put her hands on somebody for so long. She finally found a victim. She found a Vic, and it was over for him.
Oh shit! Oh, that's crazy. Child, what is that?
What is this?
You're gonna listen to it later. What is that? Then they go.
It's gonna stick in your head.
We the best in the world, Craig.
It's gonna stick in your head, bro.
Turn this off.
I
love the term African American. It honors our ancestors.
See,
I knew she was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's why you said I don't like that term.
I don't like that term.
I live in
Africa. I lived in Africa for a while, and I would like to finish listening to what he was saying, if I may make my opinion. Oh, he's Indian. Michael Moon, you know it.
All right, they got it.
I'm a black nigger.
Mr. Man, America wants to bring LGBTQ to Africa.
Well, yeah, that's
that
true.
Shit already there.
They definitely want to make that more expansive there as well.
He's not he's not accepted where he's from because of how dark he is, though.
Yeah, that caste system.
That caste system.
He's not a Brahmin. He's not a Brahmin, so he's a
He
black
cleans
nigga.
the shit off the ground.
He's not a Brahmin, so he's a black nigga.
I went to Africa a few weeks ago. Cool place, visiting some family members for the first time ever. What country did you go to, Dreaky Drake? Agree, Shantae. It's classism over their racism here.
Well, what's that word they use for very wealthy people over in Russia? Oligarchs.
Oligarchs. Shout out to Nina Simone.
It was Nina Simone. Yeah, it was Nina Simone.
It was Nina.
No, Nina Turner.
Nina Turner. Why not? What
I know that term. She didn't
Nina
invent
Simone.
the term, obviously, but she's the one that introduced it to him. She called the American wealthy people oligarchs for the first time.
And the word just blew up.
Yeah,
everybody oligarch.
They never referred to them as that before, but America has families as well. You know how you got these countries with these royal families.
Congo.
America has royal, quote unquote, royal bloodlines as well. We just call them politicians. We don't call Biden's family by their name. We call them the Bidens, the Trumps, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bushes, the Reagan, like the Reagan family. What's the dude's name? He was Kennedy's. Like all these families are like powerful families in this country. They basically like royal families, bloodlines.
True.
Once one of your parents reach the highest level of politics, your whole line is set. So go ahead.
Mr. Man said all the bad things somehow starts from Africa.
What are you talking about? Damn.
Like the monkeypox. When you look it up, they still reference it, saying, "Oh, it starts in Africa." Blah blah blah.
But you're not allowed to say.
Nope.
COVID.
Not allowed to say it.
You read this one right here?
Nope, I didn't read that one.
Why?
It didn't look interesting.
It didn't look interesting. Damn. How a hip hop minister can help teachers and basically, I want to bring this article up to say because in there's an HBCU. I don't know how I forgot the name already.
Because the curly hair is a blessing.
There's an HBCU that is now doing classes on hip hop, and they're taking artists and telling their story in the classroom. And I want to ask you, is that really beneficial in the education system to take rap artists and tell their life stories in a classroom to teach them? It's a hip hop course. Or should it be? What is the barometer to say that somebody deserves to have a course created for them in a classroom?
So they're creating an African American.
It already exists.
They're creating a hip hop course.
Yeah, it already exists.
Is it like a music class or
basically yeah? But I don't see nothing wrong with that. It takes the hip hop and it teaches it from a standpoint of history, culture.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
But there are certain artists they're using that people might say, "What do you think about Rick Ross, for instance?"
Oh, him being a correctional officer and then going into rap.
What would you teach?
That's him following his dreams.
A correctional officer, a rapper, rapping about drug dealing, taking the name of a notorious black drug dealer who destroyed his community.
Is that not him? That's like a person working a 9 to 5 that I don't like this job. It's not my true passion.
So inspirational.
And I choose to go into something that I'm passionate about, which is rapping. Why can't that be?
Okay, that's
spin positively.
That's the positive spin.
Okay.
But what about when you get into his actual rap career?
Well, he's speaking from what he's seen. Maybe he's rapping about the stories that was told to him as a correctional officer in jail, and he's speaking for those voiceless people who can't speak for themselves.
You good. But no. Like, for instance, Kendrick Lamar, when he released To Pimp a Butterfly, there was courses taught on that. It changed curriculum in certain institutions because they was using his album to create entire classrooms based off of it. So some albums or artists can do that, but I think there needs to be a line.
So you saying Rick Ross fat ass cannot go to a hip hop?
Lil Wayne, Ludacris, T.I.
Okay. There you go.
Where's the line? You don't think there's a line you can find positive in any of those stories?
Sure.
I know
you can find a positive in Rick Ross's story.
I know you can, but should you? Come on. So there's no artist you wouldn't want a course done. Basically, this is
oh, there's a couple artists that do not need to go up there at all.
So you agree with? You agree? I just said some artists you didn't mind. Do you have a course taught on them?
Is it focus on black?
It's black artists, yeah. It's hip hop.
Okay.
Well, it's hip hop.
Well, no, it's hip hop, which means other ethnicities can come in there and be on this course too. And there's a lot of them that should not be doing that. Honorable said, I shared this article, didn't read it. Shame. I didn't. I should have read it too. I was like,
that's where I got it from. I got it from Honorable. I saw her
because
shared
the
it on
Coley
social
here
media.
is the blessing. A black gang called the Black Spades created hip hop.
Black Spades.
Honorable. It's the resilient mindset with hip hop as the backdrop.
Yeah.
Dricky Drake. I think Lupe Fiasco was doing something like that.
Yeah, he does a hip hop course as well.
I like Lupe.
Yeah, he does a hip hop course. But hold on, pause. Lupe said, in order for a person to become a rapper, they need to go to college to learn about hip hop. You hear me? Lupe Fiasco said, in order for a person to become a rapper, they need to go to a college to learn about hip hop.
I don't disagree.
He's saying basically treat hip hop the same way you would treat being a doctor, the same way you treat being a teacher, the same way you would teach any of these other professions, because they have influence over the population.
I see it as a cultural thing, hip hop.
So you don't think you go to college or a class?
No, I'm saying it could be seen as culture. Yeah. No, I don't disagree.
But no, he's saying in order to become a rapper, like you can't just you can't just make a rap song on the internet and become a hit person. Like you need to learn certain things.
Yeah.